Hi friends, welcome to Magic Mustache Math. I am Miss Cosmos and this is topic 11.3, compare and order decimals. And this is on page 505 of your math book. All right, so the solve and share says, Donovan runs the 100-meter race in 10.11 seconds. Or this could be read as 10.11 hundredths. Sal ran the same race in 10.9 seconds, or 10.9 hundredths. We say hundredths because the 9 is in the hundredths place, 2 spaces to the right of the decimal. Who had the fastest time? Well, it says choose efficient methods. There's more than one way to compare decimals. So there are a couple of different ways that we can do this. The first one is just to look at the numbers. So Donovan has 10.11 or 10.11 hundredths, and Sal has 10.09 or 10.9 hundredths. Just by looking at this, if we move from the decimal to the right, we can compare the place values. So right here we have a 0 and a 1. 1 is greater than 0, so this one, Donovan's time, is the greater time. Now, we have to pay attention to our question because it said who had the fastest time, and we know that the fastest would be whoever ran the race in less time. So even though this one is greater, it's Sal who had the fastest time. You have to be careful not to be tricked by the wording. You have to know what it is that they're asking in order to answer the question properly. Now, another way we could have compared these is to turn them into fractions. So for Donovan, we have 10 wholes, and then we have 11 over 100. For Sal, we have 10 wholes and 9 over 100. And you can see by looking at these, 11 over 100 is going to be greater than 9 over 100. The other way, which is probably not the quickest way, is you could, let's pretend like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 holes, and we've colored these all in. And now we're going to compare the decimal part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And see, this isn't the quickest way because it takes quite a while to draw all these out. But if you had 200 blocks, let's see, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we've got our 200 blocks here, and we're going to say that this is Donovan and this is Sal, and then we're just going to color in. So for this one we would have 11, so 1 whole 10 block and then 1 more up top. For this one we're just going to have 9. So now that we have these colored, you can see that Sal's is clearly less. So the one that ran the fastest time is Sal. So explain 2 ways you can determine which time is less. We've done that. We actually did 3 different ways. We looked and compared the decimals. We looked at and compared them as mixed numbers. And we also drew a model or a picture to compare visually. Okay, so 3 different ways. Turn the page. We're going to take a look at page 506. For letter A, precious stones are measured by weight with units called carats. Stones that look the same size and shape can have different weights. Compare and order the weight of the stones listed in the table. Well, this is our table. We have a diamond, a garnet, and a peridot. And here are the different weights. So a diamond has a weight of 4.25 or 4.25 hundredths, and a garnet has a carat weight of 4.15 or 4.15 hundredths, and a peridot has 4.4 or 4. Let's see, hold on, how would I say that? 4. I'm not sure how I would say that. Fourths. It's in the tenths place. And so let's see. Now we're putting them on our number line. So if this is 4.0 and this is 4.5, here's 4.4. 4.2 is right here. And then so 4.25 is right in between 4.2 and 4.3. And 4.15 is right here in between 4.1 and 4.2, because you have your 4.1 and then the 5 on the end is kind of like a half. Same thing here. You have 4.2. And then your 5 is kind of like a half. So that's why you put them right in between those two numbers. And now you can see on the number line, we go from left to right in ascending order. Remember that ascending is going up and descending is going down. So we are in ascending order from the least to the greatest at 4.15, 4.25, and 4.4. Okay, use the number line. You can use the number line above and order the weights in ascending order. This is what we just did. So these little, remember these are greater than, less than symbols. And if the point is pointing to the left, it is a less than symbol. So we can read this. Remember, we always read from right to left. 4.15 is less than 4.25, and 4.25 is less than 4.4. So these are showing ascending order from from least to greatest. If we're using a place value chart, compare the weights by first comparing their whole number parts and then comparing their decimal fraction parts. So if we're looking over here, all of the ones place or the whole numbers are exactly the same. They're all 4. So these are all equal. You're not going to be able to tell which one is less and which one's greater by looking at this. So we move over here to the tenths place. And then we can compare 2, 1, and 4. Well, 1 is the least, 2 is in the middle, and 4 is the greatest. So that's how we have them ordered here. And you can do that by looking at the tenths place. Now, if the tenths place were all the same, you'd move over to the hundredths place and compare them there, and so on and so forth, all the way out from right to left. So using equivalent fractions, so comparing the weights by representing the decimals in a fraction form with like denominators. So 4.25 becomes 4 and 25 hundredths. 4.15 or 4.15 hundredths becomes 4 and 15 hundredths or 15 over 100. And then 4.4 becomes 4 and 4 tenths, or the equivalent fraction where all of your denominators are the same, 40 100ths. Okay, now you can put them in order, and you have your smallest number on the top, 15, and then the middle number, 25, and then the greatest number, 40. So here is your order of your decimals in ascending order, or going up from least to greatest. All right, so convince me. Analyze and persevere. Write 4 different digits in the blank spaces to make each comparison true. Now, these are... I'm trying to figure out, okay, I do not see a comparison symbol here, so I'm going to say that these two are separated. So I have 0 point something 8 is less than 0 point something 7. Well, if 8 is greater than 7, but we need it to be less than, that tells me that whatever number I have in the tenths place has to be less than this number. They cannot be the same. Otherwise, we would use the 8 and 7 to compare. So I'm going to make this a 1, and then this can be any number greater than 1. I'm just going to make it a 2, but it could have been any number, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wouldn't have mattered. This would still be less than this. Now let's look over here. I have 0.5 something is greater than 0 point something 9. Okay, so we have the 2 places that are blank are different place values. So this 5 is in the tenths place. And this place right here that is left blank is also the tenths place. Now we know that the first place that we look at is the first one right of the decimal, and that's the first place that we look at to do our comparison. So if this is greater, then I know that this 5 has to be greater than whatever number is here. So I'm going to make this a 4, and then this can be really any number between 0 and 9, and it won't really matter. I'll just make it a 1. So we have 0.51 is greater than 0.49. All right, friends, thank you for joining me for Magic Mustache Math, and I will see you next time.